going as if we don't care. And we don't. Is that noise gone?
No, there's a new noise. Oh, you probably.
So something's going on.
You're still.
There's a video on somewhere.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Oh, there must be something else. There it is.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Aha.
YouTube playing.
Flip. Jeez Louise. Welcome to the Coach Cameron podcast. Everything's a nightmare. Welcome to my show. It's out of control, last minute kind of stuff. But I like going live because you just don't know what's going to happen. Welcome. And today we have Keetley, McLaughlin, and Amy Golzinski.
No L.
Freak.
Golzinski.
He got the
Got
Z,
it.
though. He got that first Z.
Yeah, he did.
Flip.
He did.
Who both played at PC and played 2 years at Phoenix College and then transferred on to the university. Keetley went to Southwestern College in Kansas, called the Mound Builders. What's a mound builder?
We literally build mounds. Like there's a mound. Like it's a joke. So everyone goes and gets a boulder or a rock, basically, and you paint your rock. So like we've got one with like it looks like a soccer field, and then you throw it on the mound, which is a giant hole, a bunch of rocks that other people have done. And if your rock is on the top of the mound, you're supposed to have the best luck of your season. We've never got it on the top of the mound, but yeah.
Well, awesome. And then Amy, you went to New Mexico State for the Aggies.
Yes. We're just the Aggies.
Just the Aggies, Cowboys,
Yeah.
whatever you guys are. Well, we'll be taking questions live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Just place a comment. It'll come up and everything will be good to go. If you'd like to be part of the podcast, you can email me at coachcameronpodcast@gmail.com. And if I think you're worthy, I'll put you on the show. They're worthy. Podcast disclaimer for YouTube so I don't get banned like Dr. Highlight. My podcast is an educational podcast sometimes about youth soccer development in America, and I'm hopeful that through this podcast, we will help advance the game through discussing what works, what doesn't, and everything that is presented on this podcast is purely for entertainment, humor, my kind of humor, which is dry and not funny to everybody but some people, and potential educational purposes. So you don't have to ban me. Dr. Highlight was a joke. This episode is brought to you by Tech Ball. I think that's how you pronounce it. Tech Ball AZ. Sign up for the first Tech Ball tournament next weekend on the 6th and 7th at the AZ Sports Complex on Pinnacle Peak Road with cash prizes up to $2,500. Deadline is tomorrow for the men's and Tuesday for the women's. Call Daniel Gaspar for more information at 619-300-2957. The world is curved. Play Tech Ball. That's our sponsor. Have you guys seen Tech Ball? Are you familiar?
I've seen his videos on Facebook.
It looks like a ping pong table. It's the rounded. They're like $2,000 tables, and he has like 6 tables, and they're gonna roll in Haber Valenzuela, which I can't say his name either. Which it is what it is. I am what I am. But we're lucky we're even having this podcast. IT Ryan's with us. Hey, Ryan, she don't have a mic, but she has a headset, which we just found the connection part. So, hi, Ryan. Scream, hi, Ryan! Hi!
Hi.
There. See, you can hear her through other mics. We need to buy another mic. I need more sponsors. And then you can be a sponsor of this podcast. $200 cash would be great. And I'll take it and I'll buy a mic. Or just go buy me a mic and give it to me. Because the other mics we have are average. See how I controlled myself from saying the S word? Suck! So this podcast almost got canceled. So last night, our house completely flooded. We're walking towards our house and we went swimming with Grandma and Grandpa. And because they stopped by at their hotel and came back and there's water going through our front door. And I'm like, mother freaker, this is not good. And open the door, and the entire house is flooded. I got pictures, so check them out. So what are we starting with? Ryan's room?
Yep.
So Ryan's room, this is it wet. And then her room's flooded. And within less than 24 hours, got a crew in, thanks to Joe Jaju. And now it's all ripped up and we got fans still blowing at this time. Here's our living room. See, our living room looks, when it looks wet, that's what we walked into. Awesome water. And now it looks like this. Brilliant. Beautiful. Yeah, that sucks. Here's our upstairs. So the flood started upstairs, and here's it wet, and now without carpet. So it was leaking through everything. We got fans everywhere. My family's at the wigwam right now, staying there. The only thing that's not soaked is the podcast room. So that's why we're here. We're here because of the 7 loyal followers. I'm kidding. I have more than that. But it feels like 7 because we need comments and more subscribers to my YouTube channel. So I'll put questions in the chat, and we'll answer your questions during this podcast. Best way you can support this podcast is share, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's what I'm kind of pushing right now. That would be amazing. And yeah. So the first craziness of the world, we have major problems in this country, starting with CNN, Fox News, well, any media or anyone that's a senator or Congress person. Are I'm even allowed to say that? I'm not even sure. So we've been locked down for a year, and now we're going to allow fans into the games with all the pent-up rage, Amy. It's not good. So all these parents have been like angry watching TV and getting screwed by their government officials, and now they're letting them outside. This is a mistake. If you don't believe me, watch this video between Alabama high schools, Anniston and Vigor High School. Yeah, they're getting a brawl. It's going to be awesome. Much of a foul. He just pushed him. Oh, he fouled me. Now we're going to go. Look how many people were there. Oh, my word. So much for 6 feet, huh? So this explodes completely. Like, settle down, settle down. Oh, wait, Mom. Dad. Yeah, so we allow the people to come back outside after being trapped. Oh, jeez. He's choking her. Oh, my word. This is what... Put your mask on. 6 feet. No, can't have it. I mean, how do you... Oh! Oh, no. I think this is what happens when you allow the people to come back to sports after being held down for a year. All right, get this. This video doesn't stop. You can Google this, ladies and gentlemen. It's horrible. And it's happening everywhere. They're all nuts. And a lot of it's been because they've been on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, this podcast, commenting hate. And then they go in real life and keep doing it. So the keyboard warriors are becoming fisticuffs. They won't stop. And it's a big problem. So comment below if you think we should allow more fans into the game. But that's not all. Georgia Beach and Savannah High School girls, we have to give it to the girls too, got kicked out for fighting. And then Dallas, Texas, Duncansville and DeSoto got into the brawl. And we have video on that one. It gets loud. Yeah. Here they go. You got to give it to the ladies. They keep it on the court. They know. But do you see that mom running across? There was a mom that was running across.
What are you gonna do?
A mom was coming down. She was gonna save her baby. Wait, you're gonna roll it back? Roll it back. Bring it to the mom. She's on the very top. Okay, and all right, just let it play. Watch the mom sprinting. She's right there. I'll save you, Mom. I'll get you, baby. I'm coming. All right, get it off. Yeah, moms, dads, they're all nuts. You shouldn't let them back. I'm not a fan of this. Florida girls basketball suspended 17 players for a brawl between Sarasota. Keetley, is that how you say it? Sarasota versus Manatee.
I don't know.
I
just said manatee to be funny.
Oh yeah, and
It's in the ocean, right?
Yes, correct.
all of this, mind you, I found 2 hours. I was like, I need to add to the show, and let's do these things. Yeah, that's what's going on. So high school soccer playoffs are coming up for Keetley and I, and I don't want more fans. I don't want parents at the game. No. Tensions are high, and they're at an all-time high. And because of these lockdowns, we need to ease people back in. They need, it's one thing to pass a COVID test. They need to pass stress tests. Like, I don't even know how you do those things, but what are those things you could like hold, like to change colors or something, and it tells you what's wrong with you?
Oh, you have you have like the
mood ring.
They need stress balls though. Like that squishy thingy that it's like not styrofoam.
No, I know those. Yeah, but a ref one.
Yes. Oh, the refs definitely. Poor refs, man. As bad as we've had, not as bad, but bad. It has to come with the parents. They're not going to. They have no self-control. None.
I already know what we're going to do. It is what it is. But it's stressful. I'm stressed out. I don't want more people. And they're like, we got an email saying, "Oh, you can have your spouses can come." No, I don't want my wife there. Actually, my wife's chill, but
I was gonna say I'd like your wife there.
She's chill, but I don't want her around those people that just go nuts. So I'm all stressed out right now. So before we start really talking to Amy and Keetley, let's just calm down. Everyone, just calm down. Let's do a Jack and Jet battle that Ryan created. And we haven't seen Jack or Jet in a while. So we got a tether ball. It's like a 300-pound tether pole cemented into a tire that I grew up playing with. My parents dropped it off. And we have a Jack and Jet battle that Ryan put together. Let's put that up. You need it.
What the frick? I'm done for. This is really hard seeing. I'm going this way.
I got you.
No.
Jab with this. Come on, I need you.
I can't hit it. You can't see.
Oh.
I can't. I can't.
No.
I can't see this. I don't want to show my identity.
Jay, you scored for me.
What?
Next one wins.
Aim. Whoa! I did a crazy back bend to get out of that one.
Awesome. Are we on?
Yes.
Oh, that was awesome. We're working hard. Brian's working really hard on making these mini films. We're trying. On Tuesday, AIA is voting.
And do we want to take some comments?
No,
Oh.
I want to talk AIA. AIA is voting Tuesday on taking masks off the athletes. It wasn't too long ago that AIA was canceling winter sports. A month? Wasn't about a month and a half ago? They got rid of
January.
They're like, no sports. And then, of course, people threw a fit and they were like, okay, you can have sports. Thank you. But you got to wear masks because that's your punishment. That's our punishment. So we're wearing the mask, Amy.
Lame.
Well, we're doing a good job. We wear it at practice. We wear it at games. We do it. But then we go and play other teams. They're like, and they have it down. And the rules state that you have to. You can tell that they don't practice with it. We've been trained to deal with oxygen deprivation. We can breathe in our own CO2. Is that what it is, or what?
Yes.
Carbon dioxide. We can do that all day. We've trained for this, so we're prepared. And all we want the officials to do is adhere to the rule. So we're at one game. We asked the officials because we saw them warming up there, they round their chin and stuff. I'm like, are we going to do this or not? So I sent Keetley and Jennifer over. And what did the referee say?
They said as long as it's above their mouth, they could be below their nose and they can play. If it falls down, they're just going to ask you to pick it back up. They didn't. Like that number.
Is that the rule though?
No, the rule is that it has to be covering nose and mouth.
Well, Jason Johnson's on. He's a referee. What's the rule, Jason Johnson? What is the rule? What do we have to adhere to? Millennium Tigers are perfect. Ours is above the nose because I thought that's what it was for. And that's how we roll, and we do it perfect. And now they're thinking about taking it away. Taking away our advantage. A reporter asked me, how do you feel about it? I'm like, I want the mask to stay on. Not because I think it's protecting us from COVID, because it's a huge advantage for my program because we follow the rules. And that's how we roll. But I really feel for Phoenix Union and Tulsa Unified that were denied the ability to play because it was so unsafe. And now we're finding out the numbers are crashing down. And now they're adding fans. And now they're going to remove the mask. And it looks like everything's okay. And I feel for Tulsa and Phoenix Union. And the other districts that shut down. But they're like, oh, it's too dangerous. We can't do it. Everyone's still playing, folks. You've been to Fair Farm? It's flipping packed. So if COVID's spreading, follow the science to Fear Farm.
They were playing even in over the summer.
The amount of people that were there, it looks like the cars are parking half on the soccer field. There's no parking.
Ridiculous. It's horrible.
It's out of control. And there is where you can follow the science. You want to find out if it's spreading? Go there. Get in your hazmat suit and just go check it out and see if it's working. So do you think the mask, full nose and mouth, I believe. No, Jason, you need to know because I'm hoping they vote Tuesday that masks stay on. And when we go to playoffs, and we get through to the Saturday 2 p.m. game, we're ready for a hot, miserable game with mask on. We've prepared for it. So hopefully we can do that. But who knows? We'll find out. I vote, keep the mask on, keep it fair, stick to the rules. It is what it is. And I think they're going to maybe remove it. I don't know. Comment if you think we should have masks on or not. I want them on. That's just how I'm going to roll. So let's talk to Amy and Keetley. They've been here long enough waiting to be part of this podcast. I've taken it away from them. They're just kind of hanging out right now. They're groupies, but now they're going to actually be part of the podcast. So I want to ask some questions before we ask questions to have the audience really pop in. So from what we've witnessed from the craziness of parents being allowed to games, and of course they have no self-control and they feel like they have to beat someone down because their kid got fouled. Oh my gosh. What was the worst moments you've witnessed? Have you seen any brawls or fights in youth soccer, not college?
Yeah. But it's not I feel like it just depends. I don't know. I've only witnessed one in my youth career, and that was at Reach 11, and
Who won?
We did.
Oh,
Of course.
Wait, who's we? Who's
who are
we?
you playing
No,
with?
we were playing. I was no. It was That's when I played with the 95s.
Oh yeah, that team was thuggish.
So you know we won.
95 Hammers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had some gangsters on that team. So you guys why'd you get in a fight? What happened? No self-control?
No, I think like one of the girls pushed like Yvonne or something, and then and then everyone just like parents everything, and then I was like, all right.
I'll tell you the greatest brawl I've ever witnessed. So Cody was U14, and a lot of these girls ended up at PC. U14, and we're at Fear Farm, and we're playing West Valley. So West Valley versus Hammers, and Cody was the only white girl on the team, and it's all Hispanic. And they're good. They have some talent on the team. So a girl from West Valley pushes one of our girls, and her reaction was, okay, punched her right in the face, and it went. Parents came on. All the players it was like a guys fight in a Food City tournament, adult division, over money. Everyone was fighting, and then Sammy
Dirks?
No, Sam plays at PC now.
Yeah. Sam, yeah.
She played at Excel.
I'm still thinking 05s
So
or 95s.
she gets separated, and then she runs around as the parents and everyone's congregating, jumps in and like double fist hits the girl again, and they're on top of each other again. And then a parent came and punched a girl.
Oh my gosh,
And my daughter
that's wild.
was just, Cody. She's just like looking at mom and dad. She's like, and start jogging that. We're like, no! You get back over here right now! And we're like, get over here. We're leaving. Because I was nervous. I'm like, I've never seen a fight like that. 13-year-old girls fighting like guys and parents hitting kids. I thought a gun was going to pop out. So I'm like, got my daughter, got with my wife. I'm like, we're done. And we're not playing with any of these people again. It gets that crazy.
But that's sad. Like, especially at that age, like that's so young.
Controlling your emotions, it's insane.
Because
what are you teaching your daughter?
You have to win. Got to win. You got to win in the Fear Farm Invitational tournament on a Saturday. It was crazy. So, yeah, that was horrible. So here's a question I have for you before we get to the audience. Why do you think kids quit sports? And did you ever consider quitting, Keetley?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Quite a few times. For me, it was more like, when I was kind of reflecting back on this, I felt my depression. I didn't know what it was yet. Like, back at then in high school, like, I was like, depression's not a real thing. Like, y'all need to suck it up. And so I felt like I was kind of seeing the beginning stages where I didn't want to do anything. I never felt like it was a specific coach or person that did it to me. Although
we can hear your little...
I'm sorry. I'm so thirsty.
Well, just leave it undone.
I apologize, everyone.
Okay.
You better be. I'm just kidding.
So loud.
Like, I look back on it, and my parents never yelled at me in games. Like, I got yelled at one time in rec soccer, and I think my dad was, like, trying to tell me something, like, hey, you shouldn't. Like, I was like, I don't want to listen to you. After that, my parents never said anything to me. So, for me, it was never parents. It was a coach. It was just, like, my own brain being like, I'm kind of over this. I'm done. But as far as why kids quit, 100% I can see it being on parents. Because I see, like, the way, like, my parents, like I said, like, there was a separation for me, like, with you at least. Like, you were hard on us. I got to go home with my parents. Hey, good job. Like, well done. But I see some of these kids, like, they're terrified. Like, I know some of the kids I have now in any area that I've coached, that they're terrified to go home with their parents because they know exactly what's coming for them as soon as the game's over.
I never talk to Jack about soccer. Like, he'll ask me questions. I'm like, I don't know. I don't care. I don't even talk. There's no need. But Jack always talks out loud. He's and you can talk out loud. But what about you, Amy? Why do you think kids quit sports? And did you ever consider quitting?
Personally, no, I didn't. Like, when I was younger, I feel like that's the most important time to build passion, like when you're that young. And so like I think people put too much pressure on kids, like because it's just at that age, like I didn't care. I just wanted to like play the game, and that's when I fell in love with it. And I think that's like the most important with like younger kids. Like you're supposed to like feed the passion and like make sure they're having so much fun and like they'll like build their competitiveness on their own because they're like having fun through it. So it's just like I was lucky enough to just, my parents were just like, good job, or like, I mean, like they didn't care. They were just happy that I was having fun. Like obviously they'll tell me if I sucked, but like I don't know.
your dad would.
Yeah, my dad would for sure. But I mean,
Your dad could play though.
I feel like I don't know. It just depends on the kid and like what they're going through and like I don't know.
I felt like I didn't care either. I was with you. Like, not that I didn't care about the sport. Like, I loved playing the sport, but like when we lost, like, yeah, like you were mad in the moment,
Yeah.
but then after like a few hours, you're like, we'll get the next one.
Yeah.
Like, or I never looked at rankings. I couldn't even tell you what we were ranked.
No, me either.
I couldn't tell you.
I just showed up to the games.
Yeah.
And balled out.
Always.
Jamie Nice Winner says, love these, Daves. Ryan, you can put up the non-question ones.
Yeah, I put that one up a long time ago.
Oh, it says add to broadcast, so okay.
A lot of times.
Oh, my bad. See, good job, IT Ryan, correcting me. So, when I coach you guys, what was the most favorite move I ever taught you?
Probably I used feint. Like I would feint a lot, and I probably would do like kick and catch.
Kick catch.
Kick catch.
I love
Yeah.
kick
The messy moves.
I use that in indoor all the time. Kick catch.
That was Jessica McDonald's favorite move too.
Really?
So we were watching Jessica play when she was playing for Seattle Reign, and she did like kick, catch, kick, and go, and then she crossed it, and then she pointed to me and Cody in the stage, and I'm like, why is she pointing at us? What do we do?
It's her birthday today, by the way.
It is.
It is
Happy
J-Mac's
birthday,
birthday.
Jessica.
Happy birthday, J-Mac.
I totally forgot.
Oh,
No, I did. I said happy birthday on Facebook. Does that count?
Yeah, but she gets a special shout out right now.
Yeah,
do you have any pictures?
somewhere I'm sure. The what was your favorite move, Keetley?
So my favorite move to teach now is reverse step over. I love it because my kids all look at me like, what
So
are you
foreign.
doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I show it to them and they're like, what are you doing? But I think my favorite, Skelly will say it too. Like I do it without even noticing. I do kick catch too. Like a little like scissor one way and then kick catch the other.
Yeah, it's very basic. It's a messy move, and it's crazy how difficult it is if you don't put in the work and make that happen. What was, I kind of make these kind of apologies, and I'd like to apologize to you, Amy. Linsky?
Golzinski.
Golzinski. I'm sorry for every time I made you cry. How many times I made you cry?
Honestly, it didn't make me cry. I actually wanted to thank you because you like taught me how to not play with my emotions. Cause like I would get so mad, and I remember this one time like I was shooting and I would just get so mad, and you were like, Amy, do you know Tiger Woods? You said something about like Tiger Woods and how he gets like a niche, and like
It's called a golfer's hitch.
Yeah, that's what it was. But it stuck with me forever, and I was just like, okay, like I just need to control my emotions. But no, I mean, there's this one time where like you told me, I'm lucky I'm pretty because I'm never gonna be a soccer player.
I said that?
Yeah, and I literally was like,
No way. Really?
Yeah.
Man.
and I was like, okay. No, but it's okay. Like I forgive you. It was like a backhanded compliment, you know?
Wow.
We were texting about that the other day, and Amy's like, I'm not going to say this, but he said this to me. And I'm like, no, you definitely need to say that.
I was like, I feel like I shouldn't, but
Oh my gosh. That's almost fireable. That's like creeperish.
100% fireable.
it's okay.
I am denying this like Andrew Cuomo. I deny. I do not. I support her feelings to be outraged, but I did not do that. But I support her coming out. in that. I don't remember saying that, and I'm sorry. That was not only inappropriate, that was not cool, especially if I haven't said that. I was out of control, and I would just say random things, and that lots of things. Keetley, I made you cry. I made your mom cry.
If you ask her, though, if you ask my mom, though, Dave never made me cry.
Yeah, I did.
Like, no.
Well, she made herself cry talking to me.
And you know what? That ended up being, I think about this now, that ended up being one of the greatest decisions that's ever been made for me for soccer.
So it took you away from the 95s.
So that's what we're talking about. When I first came with Dave Cameron, I was on Bernat, and I was on the 95 team. As soon as we turned into Arizona Hammers, he's like, okay, you're going from 95, you're going down to the 96s now, because I could play both age groups. And I was livid. All of my friends are on the 95. I don't want to go to the 96s. And that's where he talks about me crying, my mom crying. Ended up being a great decision.
Yeah, great
decision.
It was a wonderful decision.
Wonderful.
And it was best for you.
It was.
It was a better situation, and you got to touch the ball a lot more in the 96 situation because of the way we were doing things. So that was good. That was a worthy cry.
You want to knock out some of these comments?
Sure. All right, let's hear some of these comments.
All right. Do you want me to read them? I don't have
I can read them.
Okay, good.
Darren Toohey says, "It's funny when I go to a game, I have no kid player at and listen to the parents make comments and yell out, and they have no idea what they are talking about. It would be nice to see a parent say, yeah, my kid was offsides and didn't commit a foul. Good call, ref." You'll never hear that.
Never hear.
I do that all the
That's true.
time. All the time. I love finding times where the referee makes a good decision so I can contradict one of my parents next to me, fellow colleagues of being a parent, make a horrible call.
Refs need love too.
They do. Yeah, if we were just nice, if we were more nice, we wouldn't have to pay so much. Because it's just, we're going to be paying referees like $100 a game.
You know what's funny is I was talking to another coach about this with referees. Like, do y'all watch the Prem at all? Like Premier League? You watch VAR? Some of that stuff's ridiculous. Like watching VAR, they'll call it freaking fingertip offsides. And that's no fun. Like,
Yeah.
I like the human error. Yeah, it's frustrating.
Well, VAR has a human element to it too, because they got referees up there that are making calls from what they see, even in VAR, that are wrong.
Yeah.
But it's never going to be right.
Right.
So keep the ball, never lose it, and you'll be okay, I think.
Don't start fights.
All right, let's get some more questions. What we got, Ryan? PC versus Yuma had really testy games. Yeah,
But
not
you
like
didn't say Pima.
not like Pima.
You haven't mentioned your brawl. You got punched in the face.
I got punched in the back of the head
Oh.
by a parent or a uncle of a player of Pima, and I did not press charges.
Should have.
No, I wanted the opportunity to recruit his nephew in case he wanted to come to PC. So
Did
no.
you?
I didn't recruit him, but he did come talk to me. Yeah, I didn't get him. He's a good player. But yeah, I'm cool with getting punched in the back of the head. I'm cool. Just don't bring out weapons. Punch me all day. Don't weaponize your hate towards me. I can take blows in the back of the head.
All right. One more.
What's your favorite age to coach? Oh. I do not know. Probably high school and above. I mean, I'm just too tired to do youth again because it's just me trying to teach moves over and over again because I'm very simple in my thinking. Prepare everyone I coach, especially in youth, to be able to play at the highest level possible, which the only way you're able to play at a high level is if you're not scared of the ball. So you have to manipulate it in such a way that you're never scared to have the ball, which takes forever. Because when I started coaching you two, and maybe slightly before, no, Amy, you're on, Keetley, you were. I used to train you guys 4 times a week. Well, I was there 4 times a week.
I was too.
You were there 4 times a week, and all we did is dribble. because I was just like, it's gonna matter eventually. We passing, receiving, skeleton drills, that'll come later. That's easy to teach if you're not scared to have the ball.
So true.
And parents would nonstop. We're going to work on fitness, coach. Or
that was fitness. Are you kidding me? I wish those parents could have gone out there because doing scissors 100 times in a little grid
for 2 hours.
Oh my God.
No, but honestly, like, then when it came to like when I got to college, I didn't know a drill. Like, it was hard for me to do drills because I never did them. So I would just
Follow
have to
the
like
cones.
really focus and watch. I'd ask people all the time because I'm like, I've never done this like ever.
I didn't even think of that part of it, but that's so true.
But honestly, that's why I love the moves though, because I was like the most technical because I loved having the ball at my feet because I was so comfortable with it. But
well, I have questions prepared to get this going. All right. Do you support the junior college route and why?
you want to go first?
I was going to say absolutely.
I do. I agree.
Absolutely. I had so much fun. Honestly, so I talk about this all the time, especially that transition to high school. It helps you get up to speed in the college game, and it's not a ton of stress. Well, depending on where you go.
Yeah.
Right? I felt like, so obviously you come in, you just graduated, you're 18 years old, and you went from being the top of the food chain to when you go to a big school, you're the very bottom. Like going to a 4-year school, being a freshman again, it's weird. Where you go to, I like the junior college because you're 18, but you're also playing against other freshmen, sophomores that are also trying to figure it out, but you still have that same level, if that makes sense, because you still can play against 20-year-olds. You can still play against like grown women.
Yeah.
But you're with other people that are still your kind of age.
Honestly, I love the JUCO. I wish I went there for 2 years. I only went there for 1.
Oh, you went 1 year and went straight to
New Mexico State.
Mexico.
Yeah, but honestly, I loved it so much because I feel like you get playing time, you know? Like, and then if you go straight to, I mean, like, it depends how good you are, but, like, at a lot of schools, if you go straight from high school to, like, a 4-year school, it's hard. Like, to play as a freshman, it's really hard. And so, like, going to PC, like, he made us so fit. So then when I went to New Mexico, I was like, this is nothing.
We're fine.
But, yeah, I totally support it.
Academics were a lot. Like, it prepared me. Like, high school doesn't prepare you for, like, the college work that you're going to have to do. So, like, I thought PC, I don't know about the other ones, but PC I thought was really, I like that academic. Like, I like the level.
How many universities recruited you guys in club versus junior college?
You got that one?
Yeah. So I had a couple offers from club, but they were like D2s. And then after the sophomore game, that was like the most offers I've ever had.
Oh, the All-Star or the All-Star game.
Yeah, All-Star
But
game.
it's typically for sophomores. It has some freshmen. That's one thing they do really well in the ACCAC. And I run. Jonathan Berzins ran it for several years, and then Greg Johnson took over, and then I took over, and Greg Johnson still helps me. But that event's amazing. Like, there's like 120 universities around those fields in President's Day weekend. So every President's Day weekend at the SC Del Sol tournament, we'll play. Right now, we play the men's and women's as the first game of the tournament. We'll go at 10 or 12 o'clock in the morning. And of course, we didn't do it for now 2 years because of COVID. Was that right?
Yeah.
No, last year, February
No, last year we
did
had
it.
presidents.
Yeah, so we did it last year. We didn't do it this year.
We had Millennium stuff.
Yeah.
We always have Millennium stuff around that time.
So that's such a cool thing that you do. And I can't believe how many people or how many universities come out and check that out. But yeah, junior college. Is that where you got offered to? Was that the All-Star game, or how did you find your school?
My school was really weird. So I didn't try. You actually were my first college offer for PC. I didn't try, which now I'm a college coach and I'm kind of like rolling like, are you serious, Keat? I didn't send out any emails. I didn't care. Like, I was just kind of like, okay, go with the flow. You called me. I was in the locker room when you called me. I was at Millennium. You're looking for Blessing's number to call her. She ended up going to Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
And
I miss her. Sorry.
I love Blessing.
I love her so
Love Blessing.
She would have tore up the junior college route.
Oh my gosh,
She
she
would've.
was a beast, man.
Yeah.
Blessing was awesome.
If Blessing went, did she run track and field there or something?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
She went there academically,
Yeah, I
but
think she didn't even end up playing soccer.
if she went to PC for 2 years, she would have got a full ride to Notre Dame to play soccer. No doubt.
She's incredible. I think she got the full ride to Notre Dame for grades.
Yeah.
I remember when I was there when she got the email.
Dude,
She was like crying. And I was like,
she's so awesome.
Yeah.
I love her. I hope she's doing well. Blessing, if you're out there, I hope you're doing well.
She participated in our sellout game a couple years ago when I set it
That's
up
right. That's
to
right.
play. So
That's right. I saw her, Ashley Price, Krista Miller was out there because she was with Verado. That was when we played Verado, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but so you called me asking about Blessing, and then you went, "Do you want to play college soccer?" And I was like, "Sure."
I guess.
I guess.
And
Awesome.
and you got a scholarship out of it,
Got a
and
scholarship. And then actually, this is so again, the All-Star game came and went, and I don't know what I was going to go to Hawaii, like just go to Hawaii, go to school. And my boyfriend at the time was getting recruited to Southwestern. So the coach went to call me, thought they would do kind of a deal. He ended up not going, and I went. So that's how I got to Southwestern. It was a complete accident.
you end up going. You scored a goal your junior and senior year.
The same team, same goal, same day.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Both junior, senior year.
And you were playing center back and holding mid. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you weren't supposed to be a goal scorer.
No.
But that's cool. I mean, the opportunity is given. I always say this about Keetley. The reason you weren't looking so hard, you didn't think you were good enough, but you were technical enough. You weren't athletic enough, but you were technical enough. And I think a lot of young women don't realize how good they can be, not being athletic, but you can overcome that with technique. And of course, if you have both, those are the ones that go at the professional level. Mm-hmm. But in the women's game, I don't care what level you are, there's an opportunity. You could play 4 years of soccer, no problem. I'm not saying that about men's, definitely on the women's side. Yeah. I had a joke I can't say because I don't want to get canceled. But yeah, I'm not going to say that. But yeah, that's because of Title IX and opportunities. I mean, I think it's like 1,200 programs right now to men's like 500. It's something ridiculous that you guys have more than double of opportunities and a lot of money to go to school. So you should not have to pay for school, if hardly anything. I mean, Amy, you finished your master's degree, right?
Yes.
And got it paid for.
Yeah, but it took 2 ACL surgeries.
Yeah.
But
You suffered for it.
I did.
But yeah, well, you got it done. How are you feeling, by the way? Your knees?
I feel great. Once I started yoga, like I wish I did yoga. That's like a big thing. Like if you play soccer, like do yoga because it now, like remember when I was coming back, I was like, I don't know what to do. Like I'm broken. I'm never the same player again.
I remember that.
Now, like I feel normal because I started doing yoga. Like it's just like the mobility, everything. Like you have to stretch and like it's a game changer. But
I forgot about that too.
yeah.
It's interesting you bring that up because there's this. Have you ever seen Knees Over Toes guy? I think I shared it with you.
I love him.
Have you seen it?
I
Knees
share
Over
him
Toes.
every chance I get.
Check that out. And it's not like athletic trainers and doctors, they can't approve what he's doing because they haven't done the science behind it, but he has, and I've done it, and you do feel different. Like your knees feel so strong from knees over toes. Yeah, that's amazing. I need to stop talking about him because he needs to pay for that advertising I give him. No, but Knees Over Toes guy, I mean, there's a paid program to his, but you can just watch it on Instagram and you'll know enough to do it. But it's a lot of mobility movements and almost yoga-esque kind of movement, but it's legit.
Yeah.
It's legit. I'm 44 and my knees are jacked up, but that Knees Over Toes is helping me quite a bit. Totally. All right, we have any questions, Amy? Or Amy? Ryan?
No.
All right. So, what is one suggestion, Keetley, on picking the right university or college program? What suggestions can you give to high schoolers out there right now, trying to figure out what they should do as far as picking a program, whether it's Division I, JUCO, whatever?
Go. If you can go see the school, if that's possible, go see the school. When I went to Southwestern, so I went to Kansas, I wasn't sure I was going to sign there. It was kind of like, it was one of those, I was like, okay, if I like it, great, I'm going to go. If not, I have Hawaii. And I went and I fell in love with the school. I loved my coach. That was a big thing, like meeting him in person. Because you talk to someone on the phone, you know, I talk to recruits all the time. I tell them all the great things, obviously, about Ottawa, but they don't get it. Like, it's like my, like, service voice, you know, like, hi, how you doing? Like,
Right.
your
Your sales pitch.
Yeah, my
car
sales pitch.
salesman.
Yeah, my sales pitch. So, like, obviously they see, like, a different side of me when they actually come visit. They see how I interact with my girls. They see how the girls interact with each other, you know. You don't want to go sign for a school. Like, the coach is like, oh, the girls are awesome. The team bonding's awesome. They all get along. And then you show up to the school and they all hate each other. Like, that happens so often. Or, like, my school is in tiny little town, Kansas. Like, for someone that grew up in Phoenix where everything is open and I need to go to Walmart, it's 5 minutes down the street. I want to go to Chipotle, it's 15 minutes down the street. Great. I lived in Kansas where if I wanted to go to Chipotle, it was like a special event. Like, we were driving 45 minutes to Wichita to get Chipotle. So I would say go visit the school, go visit your coach, go visit your team, try to practice with them, get in and really see if you'll know. Like, if you know, you know. That's the best I have.
What about you, Amy?
I completely agree with what Keetley said. Honestly, like, I just sent it. Like, when I went to New Mexico State, like, I went to a soccer camp and I was like, you offered me a lot, so I'm gonna go. And like, no, but I think it's important to like make sure like what's the best fit, like financially, like how much are they paying for your school, because that's huge. Like, and like it's important like with the people that are there, that like how are the teammates, like how do they like treat you. And it's also hard because like you never really know, but either way, like whatever you end up choosing, like it's gonna like grow you in some way. So like I don't really think there's a wrong decision. It's just like what you feel in the moment. And yeah,
I think you guys bring up great points. There's so many different things to think about. The one thing I pay attention when I'm trying to move on junior college players from Phoenix College onto the university is obviously the money component. I don't want any of my student athletes to enter into situations that they're going to have debt or major debt. I do not trust that Bernie Sanders and all the socialist nut jobs are like, oh, we're going to pay for your school. Don't believe that crap. Don't take loans. Avoid it like death. It's something you don't want to do. Because of athletics, if you have that opportunity, I mean, I have zero debt. Amy has zero debt. Keetley, is your debt paid for?
I'm getting there.
She's getting there.
But I just got Invisalign, so I just added, added onto it.
But you have your master's degree taken care of. And
Yep.
and speaking of that, I'll get back to my point. But so, Amy, you have your master's. Keetley has her master's. And there's opportunities to get your school taken care of. Like, if you stayed and coached, I'm not sure if they would forgive the debt. I'm not sure how that works over there.
I'm not sure.
But like at UCLA, a friend of mine that went there had to come back another year, and so he became a like a not a graduate assistant, but kind of a volunteer assistant. And then they covered his debt for the next year because they couldn't scholarship. There's a graduation rate too. They have to have you graduate, but you got all your school paid for at your master's level by being a graduate assistant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there's always a way to cover a lot of this debt if you're creative and think about it, especially in the women's side where there's not enough coaches. I think there's a huge opportunity there for anyone that wants to get involved in coaching, that you can get your school paid for. You know, luckily you.
well, I did a grad assistant position too.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so that's case in point there. But back to what I was talking about, I like to pick universities for PC players to transition on based on how long they've been there. So if they've been there 10 plus years and they seem like lifers there, that's a big deal. I'm like, okay, they know what they're doing. They know how to make, get things done. And typically the ones that last that long, not only are they successful on the field, but off the field, they do really well. The graduation rate is really well, and they know every little piece that needs to be taken care of for any student athlete to survive the university system to graduate. So if you're going to go to university, got to graduate. Got to take care of that, especially if you're taking some loans. You got to have something if you're going to incur any kind of debt, and that's extremely important. But look at how long the coach has been there. The most successful coaches in our conference are the ones that are the oldest. AWC's been there 19 years, I think. The Pima coach has been there 21 years. Yavapai, before Mike Pantaleon went into retirement, he was there 35 years. And of course, Phoenix College is pretty good. It's 17 years. And it's kind of that's the order. Those are the most successful programs, or the ones that have been there for a while. So I'd pay attention to that and pick a program that fits your level of ability. You need to pick a program that fits your level. I said this before. I would have preferred Dakota to go to an AI school back east, which was like top 5 in the country. But the style of play was they had Brazilian national team players, they had Japanese national team players, they beat Division I teams, but they kept the ball, and she functioned really well in that environment versus the Division I school she chose, which is more direct, more chaotic, more about being athletic versus playing the game in a different way. And you need to make sure you like the way they play, because you may not like it, and soccer's not going to be fun anymore at all.
It's true.
All right. We have a question from Denise. When should players start reaching out to colleges? Keetley, Amy?
They told me.
Keetley didn't care, so she didn't know.
Well,
but she's a college coach now, so.
They told me junior year of my high school. That's when I tried emailing, but at that age, I was just like, oh, I don't care. I was just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to think about the future because it's scary or whatever. But no, honestly, it's important to reach out, because I'm shocked. After being a grad assistant coach, I saw the board, and they're like, yeah, we have recruits for 3 years already. And I was like, you guys already they're like, yeah, we recruit when they're juniors in high school. And I was like, wow. And then he's like, yeah, so you got lucky. We rarely, a lot of universities rarely take they do
last minute.
Yeah, last minute stuff. Obviously, I'm one of those JUCO transfers, but it's rare. They want fresh.
They say that they want ones that develop in their program, but winning solves all. If you're with a good junior college program and you win,
yeah,
and you're good, they're gonna recruit you. They don't care.
That's true. That's true.
I'll give you a million examples. I mean, Kayla Camelli, who went to knee injury, had to come to PC because no one was willing to take a risk on someone that blew their ACL out. She comes to PC, scores
she was so
23 goals. I mean, she was all over the place. And she puts a highlight video together. I send it to Rob Bartz, who's now coaching New Mexico State, but he was at University of Portland at the time. Sent it over there. They flew in one of their assistant coaches to Fear Farm, of all places, where we set up a mini game. She came, saw her. She offered her right on the spot, full ride.
Wow.
And took her over there, and she had a lot of success. And I don't know if she came back. She graduated there and then had a job and a lot of things, but she had another injury, another knee injury, and she was so fast. But her highlight film was legit. If you're good, you're good.
Yeah,
It's,
that's true.
It's simple as that.
It just
But there are programs like Stanford. I mean, that academically, that just junior college kids tend not to go to those schools. But if you're good, like stupid good, national team good, you can get there. I mean, Jessica McDonald. I mean, UNC's it's not known for taking JUCO transfers. They took Jessica McDonald. New Mexico State, you could say the same thing, but you went, and then Ellie went. You know, they change based on talent. Of course, she scored 39 goals. They're like, if you're good, you're good, and it helps if the junior college program is good. And PC, right now, they're scary good. Like they're way too good for a COVID year team. You know, that you're not supposed to be that good during COVID, but they are, and it's going to be fun to watch. They're crazy good. Next question, Ryan.
There aren't any.
Who's that? I can't
Gina
see.
Bennett?
Oh, she's just doing a shout out to Keetley.
Who is it?
Gina Bennett.
Hey, thank you, Gina. shout out to my man Parker out there. It's one of my 10-11s.
So on the female side, I wouldn't say there's any panic. If you want 4 years of schooling paid for, go junior college, and then you'll have plenty of offers. I know the kids I'm getting, they didn't get that many offers with their club program, and their offers at the junior college program will quadruple. They'll get 10, 20 offers and soon as the season's finished, and then their sophomore year, that if they come back, it's just nonstop.
Say especially right now. Right now is a really good time for junior seniors to get recruited, just because of COVID and having the eligibility rule come back in. They have every athlete, NCAA, NAIA, and JCAA all have an extra year of eligibility now because of COVID. So
there's a backup.
But there's a ton of schools looking for players. Like I know a lot of the junior colleges are still looking for a lot of players. I know like GCC, PV is, I know Ottawa's, we're still looking to finish up our roster for 2020. What are we, 2021, 2022? I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
Let's see where my brain's been.
A lot of players took a gap year because of the uncertainty. So I don't know. I'm glad we're playing now. I'm excited for my practice tomorrow morning, where I get to get up at 4:30 to be there at 5 to make sure I'm prepared. And I'm handing out practice gear finally to some who deserve it. And if you don't get it, it just means you don't deserve it yet. But maybe one day.
Pass the fitness test.
I don't know. All right, seeing no more questions. I'm done. I'm tired. My house is jacked
I have
up.
a question.
What?
Are you gonna say anything about what's on the whiteboard? I'm curious about.
Oh my gosh, yes, we have to talk about what it is.
Worst moments, and did my teeth fall out? Did my teeth ever fall out?
Yeah, you would throw
Oh
them
my
out.
god.
I would throw them?
Yes, you would literally take them and throw them when something bad happened, and I would just be like,
Ew.
nice.
Yo, it's funny.
You don't remember that?
I do remember throwing it at my children,
I remember that.
like hitting them. Like if Jack's running too fast, I'm being like, boom. Yeah.
Did you get them glued in?
No.
I just remember, like, Dave, it's funny listening to this apology tour with some of the others, because, like, I definitely believe some of the stuff that was said, but then at the same time, like, he never really yelled at us.
No.
Honestly.
Like, no, I
So
don't
when
think
he-
so either.
No, he didn't. Like, there was one time in indoor when I first had him that he screamed at us, and I remember being like, oh, gosh. Then after that, it started becoming like, are his teeth going to fall out? Are they going to come out?
yeah.
And then it was like, when they did fall out, you can't laugh.
No.
So you're like 15 years old, just like,
You wouldn't let them laugh?
we were too scared.
Well, I remember I was yelling at PC. We're at Chandler Gilbert and we're losing. I'm losing my mind at halftime like a moron. And my teeth fall out. And I'm in like the angriest moment. And all the guys, you could see in their faces. And they wouldn't look at each other because they knew they'd laugh. And so I would pick up my teeth and then I'm like, give it to my assistant, Marty Flores, at the time. I'm like, take over. I'm like, got to go clean my teeth. So, yeah, that's always been a problem. But the teeth I have now, they stay in pretty good. It's just when I say certain S's or Yeah. S's. So, yeah. Mom's wondering when we are eating, so that's going to be a problem. What I'd like to do is show the listeners our house, and we'll call it done. Well, I can call in with my phone, and I can show the scariness of our house, and it will be legit. Yeah, Haber never called in to talk about his program. It's too bad.
The tech ball?
Yeah, they need women's teams. And what the heck?
You never gave people his phone number, by the way.
No, well, I gave it according to the flyer to the other guy.
Oh.
Oh, here it is. All right, so I'm going to call in. So I'll be right back. Talk to Amy and Keetley. And I'm going to take you on a tour of the scary house.
All right.
The scary house.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Are you gonna see it?
Yeah, you'll see it.
I was trying to come up with stories for today.
Oh, let me in?
What's that noise?
I don't know. It's
That's like the fans from, because he's walking in the house now. I think we can hear him.
Oh.
Maybe?
When I read that on the board, I thought it was like something to do with dreams.
Can you hear us?
Worse.
I'm trying to switch this.
So we see him.
Considering muting you. Sounds really awful.
Anyways. See this craziness? It's kind of loud.
Can he hear us?
Oh, it's the fans. I don't think he can hear us.
Yeah, it's definitely. The fans are super loud in there. Can everyone else hear us?
I hope so. That's my room.
Roof's destroyed.
I was at work. Well, I was driving home, and my mom calls me, and she goes, "Your room is ruined." And I was like,
Excuse me.
"Oh,
No.
yeah." But then my closet was totally fine, so all of my clothes were fine, and that was
Oh,
like,
that's
all I cared
nice.
about.
That's so nice.
Wait, where do you work?
Clothes mentor.
Oh, cool.
They could have bought new ones.
What's that?
Could you hear us at all?
Yeah, I heard your own show.
Oh,
That's funny.
Well, it's so loud where I was.
it's really loud.
It's really loud in there.
Yeah, our house is destroyed. I'm shocked we're even doing this. But this show needs to come to an end. See how easy it is to call in Amy? I called in my own show for the ones that have the link that refuse to call because they're a bunch of cowards. I want to thank Keetley and Amy for coming on the show. Big thanks to IT Ryan. Good job, Ryan!
You killed it, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
She doesn't have a mic, but you can donate to the podcast and help her get her very own mic, which would be amazing. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed this show. And we'll be back next Sunday. I have Gabriel Bautista and Eric Viveros coming on for the Apology Tour. If you want more of my content, I have over 600 plus episodes that you can listen to on iHeartRadio Monday through Friday. You can also find me on Google Play, iTunes, or wherever podcasts are found, and or go to CoachCameron.com where I can archive a lot of it. I think a lot of it's on there. I think we got it fixed. There were some virus issues. But if there's no virus issues, go to CoachCameron.com. If there is, just Google me and get me through iHeartRadio, and you'll be good to go. See you next Sunday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Thanks for coming. Peace.